What's going on, everyone? I am Gilflo.
And I'm Lord Spleech.
We're the Video Game Archivist, bringing you game 29 of 296, Monopoly.
The Nintendo 64 edition.
Alright, so if you think this review is just going to be another Wheel of Fortune, you need to go back and watch Wheel of Fortune, because you are wrong.
I'll spin!
Yeah, so...
Unfortunately, this game doesn't have that good.
They don't, but...
Ballast points.
So... just giving this game a straight 50 across, I think, is a disservice, because this game does a couple things better than just being Monopoly, right? So, a lot of people have, as the Monopoly rules calls them, house rules. And this game actually takes them and incorporates them.
Yeah, you can turn it on, you can turn it off.
Yep.
There's some house rules that we looked at. It's like double money on go. It's like, damn, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the computer settings are interesting, because it's not easy, medium, hard. It's just their play style. Like if they would be hesitant and like
it did have like less intelligence or more intelligence.
Yeah, yep.
But you can either pick that or you can pick it up where they're aggressive or careful.
Yep. And we put them on careful because we wanted them to not just take any deal that we gave them.
Yeah.
But you can bribe the computer with money as long as you are giving them a monopoly.
Well, technically, you bribe them with the monopoly. And then you can get all the money, which we did. Yep. Where it's like, oh, I wonder if I'll give him that one little minor monopoly so he can finally have a monopoly, but I'll take his $2,000 bucks.
And in normal play, if no one has houses, that's fine. As long as you didn't give them enough to monopolize the housing market. If you've never played Monopoly and monopolized the housing market, you have not played Monopoly to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
So what we did, we convinced the computer, hey, give us all your money and I'll give you a monopoly. And then we took control of the housing market until they went bankrupt. And then me and Spleech just took turns trying to go to jail and paying each other thousands of dollars.
Yeah. And it's basically, it was at that point, it was more the luck of the roll if, which one of us would win.
Yep.
And it didn't feel, well, I will say the roll itself didn't necessarily feel unfair, but man, the computer did manage to dodge a lot of property a lot of the time.
That is one of the negatives, I will say. The computer seemed to hit chance and community chest more than I normally know.
Yeah, than anyone usually does,
I think we cycled through the cards in a 2-hour game.
At least once,
with 1.5 times,
Yeah. Cycling through the cards ain't that bad, but it's just like, usually you don't see it that much, because, they really hit it that much.
Yeah.
Like, usually most of the time you land on property and it's either somebody else's or your own. This one was like dodging their own property and, except for like maybe their own railroads or their own, utilities.
Yeah. So I have played the Super Nintendo Monopoly. This one's a little bit better visualized. The other one's just a board with a handshaking and then dice.
I prefer the handshaking for...
Really?
Well, for immature reasons, of course.
Well, for the gameplay and visual aesthetics of
this one is
definitely an upgrade, I think.
Yeah.
Other than it just being Monopoly, it does have some extra qualities that brings it above that 50 mark. Yeah. So you got anything else before we get into the ratings?
The only thing is, granted, it's been a while since I played the Super Nintendo one, but I will say the interface for this, just like selecting, going for the trades and everything.
The trades.
It has the icons and stuff for the stuff.
Yeah.
But, sometimes you might accidentally mix up the money and the properties. It's like, once you learn it, it's not bad. It's not terrible. It's just
selecting who you're trading
with. And plus, when you're trying to do the select who you're trading with, it's weird because control stick seems to want to go up, down, left, right, even though it's the N64 with the 360 stick and all your icons are in corners, which is weird.
Yep.
Once you learn it, it's not bad. It's just not.
There's one last thing that you can see as good or bad. So you only need one controller to play this game multiplayer.
Yeah.
That's the good part. The bad part is someone that has control of the controller can trade with you and accept the trade.
Yeah.
So, if you do get this game, watch your friends. All right, on to the ratings. So, 50 is basically Wheel of Fortune. There's nothing good or bad. It's just kind of meh. Yeah. All the way down to the horror abomination that is Superman 64 at number 1. And
the horror abomination.
Anything above 50 all the way up to 100 is perfect. And you pause the screen if you need to kind of see what we rated it. All right. So for nostalgia purposes, we both gave it a 60. Yeah. So this is right at the bottom of a rental before it becomes just kind of better
True.
than meh.
And even then, it's like, depending on the price of the game, it's Monopoly, so if you don't want to feel like actually taking the board out and everything, you got that. It's less space.
Yep, that's true. And you can have computer players if you're playing alone and want to play some Monopoly.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone that wants to play Monopoly without people, but, more
Yeah.
power to you.
Practicing, maybe.
The game is $16 right now.
Yeah, that's not bad.
So let's go to how is it now. I didn't change mine. Go ahead and explain why you dropped it 5
Well,
points.
for me, like I said, the interface was just a little wonky enough where it's like, you can mess up, and even then, like, I get why it has it where it's like, okay, you bought houses and everything, and you have to select okay again. But the thing is, it doesn't highlight okay again, like, as a visual sentence. It's literally, you just see the usual icon, so you can actually mess up and then back out and not buy your property.
Yeah.
And it's just, like I say, it's not hard to learn.
But it's just clumsy.
It's clumsy.
It's
just wonky. That's why I decided to rest it a little bit. It's like, it could have been done better. And I swear I didn't have the same trouble for the Super Nintendo version as far as
the Super Nintendo's got a better interface. This one's just more aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
So that brings the overall rating to a 58, which is better than meh, but not quite okay.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for a good Monopoly, in my opinion, this is probably the one to get that I've played so far. I've only played 2.
And of course, unless you just actually have a board, want to do the board game version.
Yep. That's it. So if you enjoyed the review, please hit that subscribe button.
Of course, now I think about it, I think the game, also like the video, but I'm just, as a one random note, I think technically the boards actually cost more than this game. Like,
I think very true.
Yeah.
I think Monopoly does officially cost more than
this game, which is funny.
That is pretty funny. Anyway, subscribe, like, comment, do the thing. We'll catch you next time.
Yep.